Hi! In this video series I want to show that everybody can create a building like this. My experiences, mistakes and advice coming up now. With thin bed mortar there are several ways of applying it to the bricks. The professional way is to use a mortar sledge or roll, which is a device you drag or roll along the upside of the wall, spreading the mortar evenly and in a specific thickness onto the bricks. You can also use a toothed spattle like this one. I've screwed two of them together here so that they are as wide as my bricks, which is 30 centimeters. There is also the method of dipping the brick into mortar, for which the mortar needs to be quite thin. Another, though not officially permitted method, consists of simply applying the mortar with such a ladle. Similarly to working with Dryfix glue, you would basically apply two bands of mortar alongside the edges of the walls and put the bricks on top of that. Why is this not an approved method? Because the upside of the bricks in this case is not entirely covered. I may have spared costs, but no effort, and put together something resembling a mortar sledge myself. Since being made of wood and constantly in contact with moisture, it probably won't last too long, but for this project it will hopefully do. How does it work? The spattles are attached with wing nuts and can be adjusted in height alongside a notch I've routed into the board behind. The sledge itself can move on these skids, so basically it's a drawer devoid of the bottom. Before continuing bricking the wall on this side, a brief check with the tube water level. I've already attached it to here, and as you can see the level is flush with the top side of the brick, maybe just a little above. Same here. In the meantime I learned that if the level seems to be bent like the letter U, which occurs because of the capillarity of the water, that is the adhesive forces between the water and the PVC pipe, then the lowest point, the center here, is exactly flush with the level on the other end. So this here is quite good. I will determine the remaining amount of dry mortar in this bag using a scale by weighing myself with and without the bag. Let's see, 70.1 kilograms, with the bag around 79, so around 9 or more accurately 8.8 kilograms. Multiplying this by 0.36 will give it the right amount of water.
Amazing.
En verder. Come here. Meanwhile, I'm at laying the third row, two of those using thin bed mortar. Applying it with my DIY mortar sledge works quite well. I certainly have to reduce the usage of mortar though, compared to how much I should be using according to the informations on the bag. I at first needed 3 times as much, and since adjusting the mortar sledge I'm now down to about 1.5 times as much. Due to the little amount of mortar between the bricks, there is only a very limited possibility of balancing out any unevenness. The southern wall here has a little U, meaning it's a bit lower in the center, as you can maybe see here. I hope to be able to make up for that later. So now for the rest of the third row. Here a few spots where the bricks meet, and then to complete this side over there. I hope to still have enough mortar. A little bit of water maybe. Okay, actually this is not allowed. Reconditioning the mortar using water. Here will be a box in which our house is connected to the electrical grid.
Macht nicht flüssig.
And this is how it looks from the inside. Next I will set up the next corners, because then I can use up the already mixed normal mortar. When doing this, I will make sure that the corners are flush with the outer edges of the foundation, so the walls will actually be perpendicular. For the rest I will stretch a cord for having some guidance.
Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This delight of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Do this.
Again, make sure to overlap the bricks, 10 cm minimum or half a stone's width. This way I can be certain that the wall will be stable. I've already prepared these bricks for the next corner. This is how it looks now. So the normal mortar is used up, and this remaining thin bed mortar I will now use for bricking the rest of the third row on the wall over there. Better get some water in there before it dries out. It's Sunday, so no loud machines today, but I can continue making the southern wall. By the way, why am I using bricks rather than a different building material? For example, Landsheim brick would seem to lend itself nicely because it's cheap. Its density is quite high though, so it certainly acts sound dampening, but it's also quite heavy and hard to process, and good sound insulation usually means poor thermal insulation. There will not be direct heating in this room, but later on our boiler will stand about here, emitting quite some heat. Furthermore, the pipes won't be insulated, thus contributing to further warming the building, which hopefully will be sufficient to keep it frost-free. So better use a material with better insulating properties, for example gas concrete. Gas concrete is easy to process, you can even use a normal handsaw. It is light as there is a lot of air entrapped, which moreover makes for excellent thermal insulation. Its drawback is its tendency to attract water, so you have to protect it from moisture. Once absorbed, it will hold water for a long time, so it's not perfectly suited for outside use due to the chance of getting wet and therefore risking mold. Preventing that would require a special plastering, which is expensive. Clay bricks are insulating comparably well to gas concrete, but can handle moisture way better. They even adapt to outdoor conditions by absorbing or emitting humidity from the air, so there are fewer problems with condensating water on the walls and beneath the roof. On the downside, they are hard to process, and with bricks having holes like these, you need plugs for fixing things to the wall. Furthermore, clay bricks are a little cheaper and you can use normal mortar instead of a specific one needed for gas concrete. On the whole, I think that clay bricks are suited a little bit better, especially outside, even if gas concrete is a great building material. Both don't need synthetic compounds, so they can be used without worries. Gas concrete, for example, is perfectly suited for simple walls inside. Planed bricks like these are made very accurately, up and underside being flat and parallel to each other. Also, they enable using thin bed mortar, so the horizontal joints can be kept extremely small, making for an excellent thermal insulation. Okay, the first 3 to 4 rows are done now. I find it looks like a little house already. Next week I will take on some more complicated things like outlets and windows and stuff, which I'm already looking forward to. But for now I'm calling it a day. See you next time.